What's up the world, how's it going? It's your boy back here with another video. I'm going to be showing you GPU issues that I had and some air cooling. So stay tuned all the way and make sure you subscribe, you like the video, and thank you and peace. Okay everyone, so I've been getting this quite a lot from a lot of people. So what is it? It's air cooling versus water cooling, and more specifically the all-in-ones, so the liquid cooling solutions by PC World, and a lot of manufacturers will have you believe that apparently air cooling is lame or old tech, or you shouldn't do it, and they encourage water cooling as such, or liquid cooling. And to the extent they would be right, yes, fair amount, but if you read everything online and go through your stuff really carefully, you don't really need water cooling or liquid cooling as such. Okay, all-in-ones is a really good solution, I'm not gonna lie, and you do have to not refill as much if you got like these ones for example, but you don't need to do much maintenance. However, there is still drawbacks of this. So the drawbacks of course will be, there's always the chance of this failing, or the radiator not working and all that, of course, with everything, and the malfunctioning and all of that. And you're also running with water, so, or liquid even, that could potentially leak and cause the whole system in fact to be really bad, like really bad. Everything can go really bad if that happens. So you can run into a lot of issues such as power issues, and also circuit failures and whatnot, and the motherboard. So don't just take my word for it, guys, but do look at your own research and where you gather information from. Now, some people like Linus and all of them, everyone's done a video on this more or less. You could go and watch them on YouTube, or you could go and look at articles like these and the one that I just looked at, to be honest, and they all look at comparison really. So the downside, of course, of having air coolers is many because if you look at it really now, air coolers, okay, fair enough, they're probably a bit bigger and bulkier, right? Well, yes, to the extent, yes, they are actually bulkier, so like these ones, of course. Now the things that I'm running, I'll be showing you that as well, so you'll be see what I've have on my system, which is quite bulky, I'm not gonna lie. It's not very light or compact, let's just say, but it gets the job done and it's decent for what I need to. Now there's some few topics I just want to go back to here and show you guys. So as you can see here, this is the air cooling, right? So standard air, it depends where you live as well, okay? This can affect you really a lot depending on your climate control of where you are and what times and what regions that you're in the world. For me, I live in the UK, okay, and the UK usually 9 out of 10 times it's quite okay, it's not humid as such, and the air itself, I mean in a bedroom situation or a house even, it's quite cold, and not cold as cold, freezing cold, but it's quite cool, I guess. So having an air cooled situation like this, the one I'm running right now, is not gonna be that bad, and in fact it actually benefits me rather than going for a water cooler and perhaps spending a little bit more, which yes, I get probably better cooling, but I don't really need that because my CPU does not get that hot. Now I've also got this, I'll show you right now, is a as you can see, this is a Intel turbo clocking technology, so it's 3.0, which means that the CPU can go all the way up to 4.8 gigahertz or so, but it's base clocked, and I've only overclocked it by a little bit. So like a little bit is only 25%, and that's default. That's default to, like, basically the motherboard itself, it has an overclocking setting and it overclocks it for you, so I don't run into any issues with that. Okay, and that's pretty much the basics of this. So it depends where you live. If you have the budget, go for it, definitely go for it. And if you're willing to sacrifice, you know, the potential of these leaking, although this is very rare that they're gonna leak, and some manufacturers will even replace components for you, so there's that. These ones, I would definitely go for these if you're gonna go for a liquid cooling, because these are self-containing ones, which means you don't have to do much maintenance on these, whereas the other ones, you kind of have to fill the reservoir and all that, and watch out, and you know, change it out every. Okay guys, I know my computer is in a bit of a mess here, but hopefully you get the gist of this. So here you can see the GPU is replaced as well with the new one. I'll be going over some more details on this later on, but here you can see I am running an air cooler for the PC, and I have case fans which draw air, and then that goes into the PC chassis, and then the computer gets cooled through air. Okay, that's just that bit. Now I'll just show you some other perks of having fans with RGB if you're all about that life. So here you can see you can have RGB and they spin around. It looks pretty nice. You can change it to more colors if you like. I have the remote as well here, so you can also customize a very cool look without being too much of the RGB side as well. So as you can see here, the RGB is making quite a cool effect, but it would be nice if that CPU cooler also had RGB. Well, it turns out that this one actually does, so I'm going to be showing you that as well. So if you go to this software called Aura and download that, and then just hit run on that and then install it, you see here it's currently off right now, but if you turn this on, it's got quite a lot of effects which you can customize with your PC and your case fans as well. I mean, you could also have an RGB header and all that in the case, but that's too much RGB, and I'm not sure if everyone's all about RGB, because apparently RGB LEDs also make a lot of heat, and since this is all about reducing heat, I usually turn them off. So I'll be showing you today anyways how it looks like with RGB on, but usually I have these turned off if I'm concerned about heating and the PC overheating itself, but it shouldn't overheat, at least with this. So as you can see, I've turned it on cycle mode, but you can turn it on to any color you want as well, and keep it constantly on that color or all of that. So this PC itself is quite good, and I really want to thank PC Specialist for actually, you know, building this for me. Although I have had some issues with the GPU, and I will be going over them just in a bit as well, so stay tuned, and I'll show you that right now. Peace. This section of the video is for those of you who's commented that they've been, you know, asking about things that went wrong with my PC. Now, this is not PC Specialist's fault, and I do not blame them for this. It might have been the GPU itself, or it might have been the damage that's been caused to it due to delivery and the way they use, you know, the way the PC, the graphics card already fitted in. Now that might have caused some issues, and that's why it's probably why I had this issue. Now let's go over some things here. So this is what I said to them, and that's what they said back to me as well, as you can see here. So it's all good and well, and everything seems okay at this point. However, we do need to look at a few things here. So if you have any faults or you need any help or technical assistance, you can also request that from them, which I did. However, I did phone them afterwards because of the issues I've been having. So let's show you the issues first of all. I can't really explain exactly because these are not the exact issues I had, as I didn't have a recorder to record this that time, but I can sort of go back to the scene of what I had. So I said to them I had dots and line. It was more of artifacting, so I'll show you that right now. If we go into Google here and just type in, you know, artifact, so it's kind of like this one right here. So this is a good example of what I had. It was kind of like similar to this, and they weren't really random, they were like constantly there. So this is what I had going on, and I also noticed when I was updating the drivers, it wouldn't update and it would just constantly like have issues. Nothing to say that it's the GPU or connections, but when I contacted PC specialist, they were able to tell me that it's actually probably the fact that you have a faulty GPU or something in the GPU that's causing these issues. Now it's fairly easy to get a replacement GPU, and to be honest with you, it was actually really easy, done in a few days, like 2 or 3 days from when I found them, and I got a new GPU. And I had to assemble this myself with the help of a family member as well. So yeah, it wasn't that hard, and I'm not really a tech savvy person like hardware wise in terms of doing everything and assembling everything, which is why I chose, you know, PC specialist in the first place. But I shouldn't have had this issue, but I do not blame PC specialist entirely. Okay, they should have like disassembled the, you know, GPU maybe for next time. If they wanted to do that, I guess that would be better and more secure. But if you do have any issues with any of your parts or orders, you're welcome to make a request, and the technical support team will get back to you. Also, if you have any other issues such as billing and payments and whatnot, you can also do that on their website. So I'll show you right now. This is what you have to do here. Okay, so go to here, and as you can see here, I'm on this page, and you can make a new request, and whatever issue you have wrong, for instance the tech support or billing issue or whatnot, you select that on here and you make the request, you send it to them, and you can also send them pictures as well and other things. However, what I've done is phone them. You can also find their phone number in the contact us page. So if you're living in the UK or other countries that have PC specialist support, I would definitely recommend phoning them. It's more easier and they sound a bit more friendly over the phone, or maybe that's just me, I don't know, but do give it a try, guys. I would definitely recommend them, even though this is not sponsored in any way or shape or form. I just want to put that out there clearly so you guys are aware. This is just for informational purposes. Thank you for watching the video. Take care. Peace. Bye.